What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be doing another tier list in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. So this is going to be the tier list of the best small forwards in the game. So lads, we are only going to be doing primary small forwards as always with these type of lists, and as well as that, this is just my opinion. Some of your favorite cards might be low, I might put some of your least favorite cards high. It is just my opinion. That is the great thing about this game, is that we can all have different opinions. But yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 250,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Right now we're just over 23,000 off. So it's looking like hopefully by like May, June we can hit it. The real goal is to get 250,000 by the end of 2K21. But if you guys are new and could subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. So we're starting off with Iguodala. As I always say when I'm making these type of lists, if we are going purely for a defensive player, like out of all cards in the game, honestly, I want Iguodala, but offensively he's weak. He's got half showtime, that's all the card really has. I think he's a third tier small forward. I don't think he's top tier. He might get moved up to A. He's either a second or a third tier small forward. I'm going to have a look at where the rest of the guys are, but I'm going to put him in A tier for now. We're going to put B tier. We're going to put Ingram in the same tier. I like Ingram a lot more than most people like Ingram. So the thing with Brandon Ingram is that he's a really good shooter. He's only got bronze range. Even with the defensive badge, he doesn't play great defense, and he's actually shrunk 2 inches. Last year he was 6'9", this year he's 6'7". But still though, that release is really good. The Jaylen Brown release on quick. I'm a big fan of this card. Actually, I'm gonna move. Do I move Iggy up? Nah. Bruce Bowen. I mean, he's got like 96 lateral quickness and really good defense. It is a 6'8" guard, so, or either 6'7" or 6'8" guard. So he's got a lot of stuff going for him. He's a hot zones everywhere outside the 3-point line. He's like Iggy without the dunk. He's almost Iggy level on defense. He obviously doesn't dunk the ball that well, but a really good card in my opinion. And for his price, again, the fact he's on this list is crazy. He might get moved up. He might get moved up a tier. I think I might. I'll keep him down in D, but he might get moved up. Then we got Brian Russell, the best player on the list so far, A tier. I'm sorry, Brian Russell is so good. He is so good. And for any of you guys, and I'm not talking about normal Brian Russell, I'm talking about Evo Brian Russell. For any of you guys that are wondering why I say Brian Russell is so good, let's have a look at this here. Obviously you can't see the full picture right here, unfortunately, so let me just bring up another screen. Brian Russell, when he's evoed, the guy gets half catch and shoot, gold range, half clamps. He's got an 85 steal, on-ball steal tendency of 95. He's got a Scotty release on quick, which is pretty decent. A great escape. He's got showtime dunks. And can speed boost and shoot the 3-ball really well. He's like juiced up Iguodala. He's literally like juiced up Iguodala. So I am going for Brian Russell in here at A tier. Cam Reddish. This is a tough one. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt and put him in S tier. But I think he'll be somewhere between S and A when this is all finished. I don't see him as being like a 100% dead set in S tier, but he might stay, he might get moved down. Cameron is a really good player though. He still is to this day. Silver range, unupgradable is his only real problem. Silver range is fine. Carmelo Anthony. I've been using this guy on next gen and I like him. I've been using, because I like his normal card, his pink diamond so much. I've been messing around with his diamond and he's alright. You know what, I'm swapping him with Ingram. Like, I think Melo's better on next gen. And I don't think either of them are great in current gen. So yeah, Ingram's going to C tier. I actually like this Melo, surprisingly enough. Like, I used him like once on next gen. I don't like either of them on current gen, by the way. I don't like either of them on current gen. Ingram's somewhat usable, but he's still not great. And yeah, Melo's gone B tier. And I'm putting Cliff Hagan in C tier. I have a love-hate relationship with this card. I loved this card when it first came out. Because he could dunk, he could move a little bit, he had clamps, he could shoot from limitless. The guy just turns like a bus. Like, and not even one of those like single decker team coaches. He turns basically like if they tried to make a real life version of that triple decker bus from Harry Potter. If that bus tried to turn a sharp corner. That's the speed that Cliff Hagan turns at. I don't know what's wrong with this card. Both gents. His release is literally as slow as time. I can't describe things about this card. And 2K have said that they're looking at fades and looking to patch fades. His like only thing he can do right now in next gen is shoot limitless fades. I'll admit it, he's great at it. He's great at shooting limitless fades. That's all he does. That is all he does in next gen. He's not good on current gen. Release is slow. And not even the release on current gen is slow. He's just slow himself. I don't care about the stats. Stats lie with Cliff Hagan. Yes, he can shoot from range, from limitless. That's his only redeeming quality. And the funny thing is that I might love this card again in a few weeks. Like I used this card quite ago, but it's a love-hate relationship. Right now, the last 4 or 5 games I've used him, he's been awful. So right now, I hate him. Connie Hawkins. I mean, badged up Hawkins is probably B tier. Like, I don't know why anyone would badge him up. It's just an objectively dumb decision, but I think he is B tier. Then we got Danny Granger, S tier. Danny Granger is one of my favorite cards in game. I can't lie, like, Danny Granger is legitimately one of my favorite cards. His release is fantastic, both gens. He dunks well. He's a 6'9" 2 guard. He plays lanes. He shoots from limitless. Like, the guy has got everything. One of my favorite cards in this game. Then we have got Schrempf. In B tier for Detlef. Like, Detlef's fine in B tier. Like, he kind of does everything at a decent level, nothing at a great level. So, yeah, he's B. Then we got Girvin. I mean, it's hard. With Girvin's stats, it's hard not to put Girvin in A. I just don't like this card. And he's just one of those cards where it's like, you don't even know. Like, I forget that this card exists half the time. Like, there are very, very few reward cards that I forget exist. Chauncey Billups. I will never forget that card exists because of my hatred of the card. I will never forget. Like, I will never forget a card that I hate. I will never forget a card that I like. In any 2K game. I can guarantee you, in 2K22, as soon as that game comes out, I will have forgot that this George Gervin card even existed. He is the most boring card in the game. He is so good but not great at everything. He doesn't do anything at a spectacular rate. He's got half showtime but can't even get showtime dunks. His jumper is base 40, which is the same as about 50 other players. He is just so boring. Like, and that's not even a knock on the card. It's a good card. That's why he's A tier. He is just the least relevant card in the game. He is the, like, think of a card, apart from, like, the current series, that has had less relevance on the actual game than George Gervin. Ruby Andre Drummond? Heck, he can catch lobs. And was like 1k MT. It's like, you can't even say the budget, guys. Like, I do not believe there is a card that has had less relevance on this entire game in any way than Girvin. And like, at least at least a lot of us hated Billups. At least we had some sort of negative emotion towards him. The only emotion I feel towards George Girvin is indifference. It's just indifferent. He is just so boring. Don't lock in for him. Don't use him. There are so many better cards. And he is, if we're talking fun factor, put him in worthless. He is just boring. Gerald Wallace, like a tier above Bruce Bowen. He's like slightly better than Bruce Bowen. Giannis, B tier. I don't like Giannis, by the way. I will say that I don't like Giannis. I think we get a Giannis with hot zones in the corners and an 80 rated 3. And then that Giannis becomes a god. Because with an 80 rated 3 in hot zones, you can then put like shoes and coaches on him to make that 3 plus 90. And then hot zone hunter, he's going to hit consistently because Giannis' release is good. This card with his like 73-3, it's just not it yet. It is not it. But I will tell you guys, Giannis will get a great card. We just haven't seen it yet. We have not. This card is nothing compared to the Giannis Pink Diamond we saw last year. Like, he is nothing compared to the Pink Diamond Giannis we got last year, even before Christmas. So just wait it out. We're going to get a god tier Giannis soon. Glenn, A tier. I like Glenn. He's not S tier. He's like a worse at everything Danny Granger with the release on normal timing. Although he is chicken man on next gen. He does not miss on next gen. So I gotta give credit where credit's due. He is my favorite shooter on next gen. Glenn. I mean, Glenn's not quite 2K20 Glenn, but Glenn's going in A. Glenn is most definitely going into A tier for this list. We got 2 Glens here in a row. I think I had them one over another in the best cards on the 50k. This Glen's got like Showtime range extender. He can move with the ball. He's so underrated. He is so underrated. So we've hit the 10-minute mark of the video. So most of the time we do this, we go and throw in the low-rated players. So let's fill out worthless tier. Starting off in worthless tier is the guy who with 25 speed, Kiki Vandoy. Does he have actually 25 speed? No, but it feels like 25. He's basically like, imagine if they completely nerfed the day one Larry Bird and took away his like 80-something lateral quickness and his silver clamps. That's basically what you're getting with Kiki Vandoy. He's awful. James Worthy. James Worthy was the original George Gervin. Like, Worthy had some of the best stats in the game. He was the original, like, this card is the most irrelevant player ever. This is the most boring card to use. He should be good. I don't like using him. That was the, like, general consensus from everybody. Is this card should be good. I hate using him. That was the consensus of everybody. It's the exact same consensus I have with George Gervin. He was the original Girvin, except the difference is that you can't even justify. Yeah, maybe you can justify Worthy being here. But because of the boring factor, you got on the worthless there. Just get off my lists. Let's see who else is low tier. Tobias Harris is an absolute garbage, man. Worthless. It's a pity because Tobias Harris had a great year. This card is just absolutely garbage. Like, it is straight up garbage. I have a weird thing, and it's between the Mike Millers. On next gen, both of them are D tier, by the way. Both of them are D tier. But on next gen, I prefer the Ruby Mike Miller because they gave him Trae Young base. But I just look at this. Look at this, lads. Look at this. So we are, obviously, that's Brian Russell. But let's have a look at this. Mike Miller. And compare him to Mike Miller. Badges-wise, he loses one half badge. Great. But all the other badges are the same. So his half catch and shoot goes goal catch and shoot. Doesn't make that much of a difference. Plus 15 hustle. Pass perception, defense consistency, draw foul, driving layup, passing accuracy, passing IQ. The stats don't matter that are different. They really don't matter that are different at all. But the weird thing is that this card here, he's got normal 1, pro 3, pro 2, pro 4, pro 2, and base 4, upper 27. This card here has got pro 3, pro 3. So he's got the pro 3 escape instead of pro 1 escape, and they give him Trae Young, upper 150. Is he upper 150? So he's basically, this is the what used to be a Dino Raja clone, but then they changed what Dino was. So he's basically a Mo Williams clone. They're like, if you look at upper 27, Mo Williams, trying to see, Mo Williams, Ty Lawson, Mike Dunleavy is base 4 as well. There are a bunch of guys that have it. David West has, like, these are all the exact same SIGs. Connie Hawkins, like, you click on Connie Hawkins, literally the exact same. So he was in the like Mo Williams clones, which were originally known as Dino clones. However, they changed up this Mike Miller, and I prefer this Mike Miller. Honestly, I play next gen, so I prefer this Mike Miller. So even though he's worse stats wise, they actually changed his animation, so I actually prefer the Ruby one. But they're both D tier. Neither of them are above that. Then, I mean, I love him. I love him. I love Heyter Turkoglu. I'm sorry, Heyter. I am sorry, Heyter Turkoglu. They just gave you LaMarcus Aldridge base. I'm sorry, Heyter. They gave you Aldridge base. I cannot. Screw it. Heyter's better than Cliff Hagan. Heyter getting the C tier. But Heyter, what have they done to you? What have they done to you? They went from giving you base 11. You were known as the best, having the best release in the game. That is where the legend of Heyter came from. But now he's got the worst release in the game. Aldridge base. What have 2K done to Aldridge base? Like Gilbert Arenas, they completely nerfed him. But I am just saying this now. I'm 90% sure the next Heyter Turkoglu he gets going to have a better release. I am 90% sure of that, because it's not a signature release on him. And they do tend to update releases on players that don't have a signature release. But at the same time, they won't give Dante Exum base. So you just never know. But yeah, Heyter Turkoglu, what have they done to you? What have they done? You're still C tier, but what have they done? Grant Hill. He's the best on A. He's definitely the best on A. I don't think he's quite as good as these two guys. You can definitely argue him over Cam Reddish. I'm not going to make that argument, but a person could make that argument. He's going to that tier. Jack Marin, S tier. Jack Marin's so nice. He is so nice. So underrated as a card. Shoots the lights out. Great release on. He's better on current gen than he's on next gen. I'll be the first to say that. I like him on next gen. He's definitely better than, say, Eddie Jones for me, but he's not as good as Rudy Fernandez, even with the Curry. But current gen, that Larry Bird base is so nice. It's so nice. Then we have got Jeremy Grant. I mean, is Jeremy Grant better than like Gerald Wallace? I'm not sure. Actually, can Jeremy Grant get range when he's badged up? He can. I mean, I'm going to have to move around some of these players. I love you, Melo. You're going down, though. Connie Hawkins. I just realized, like, Detlef, you go down. I definitely overrate Detlef in my top 100. I really overrate Detlef in my top 100. Because I'm like, all of these new cards that are coming out are, like, way more athletic and way better, like Jeremy Grant. And they can get range as well. Like, you need to range up Detlef Schrempf as well. And someone like a Jeremy Grant is just better than him. Especially because Jeremy Grant was free as well. And you put him in B tier. Jimmy Butler, S. Not, like, I'm not the highest on the card. Like, there's a lot of people that are a lot more high on this card than me. On current gen, give me Jack Marin over Jimmy Butler. But he's still really good. He's still a really, really good card. Shoots the ball quite well. Base 22 on quick is nice. He's got a really, really good handle. He can curry. He's got great animations. Good dunking. Jimmy's good. Jimmy's good. Hondo. Hondo is worse Cliff Hagan. He is literally worse Cliff Hagan. They both have that same ultra slow release. This is not the good Hondo. Because the good Hondo is a great card. Trust me, the good Hondo is a great, great card. This is not the good Hondo. This really is not the good Hondo. Isaac. C. Yeah, he's C. But, this is a weird one because I prefer Isaac to Giannis. Like, the way I play the game, Giannis is a liability when he's on the floor for me. Isaac isn't. So, like, I'm torn on this one because I don't want to bring Giannis down, but I also kind of want to. I prefer Isaac to Giannis. All right, let's keep it as is. Let's keep it as is. I might move both of them up. You're up. Badge up Dr. J's B tier. I would never in a million years lock in from now. I would never in a million years badge him up even if you haven't locked in. But badge up Dr. J is B tier. Bridgman's A tier. I like him. I do like him. It's Bridgman versus Cam Reddish, really. I actually think Bridgman, you could argue, is in that Grant Hill territory. Bridgman versus Cam Reddish for that top of A tier, bottom of S tier. But I think I like Reddish that little bit more, especially on next gen. Because even though, like, I don't mind Bridgman's release. It's the Rudy Tomjanovich release. I don't mind it, but I'm going to give Cam the edge. Kevin Durant, probably a controversial one. S tier. S tier. Current gen, he is probably A tier. Next gen, he is like probably after Granger, the next best card on this list. I get it, he's got steady. I get it. Some people claim he shoots a lot of straight arms, but still, this card is really good. 6'10", rebounds well, can move well with the ball. He's still really good. A little bit bad value, but I see people are getting him for now like 120k. He's not actually even that bad value anymore. Chris Middleton. Even though I like Chris Middleton, I really like Chris Middleton, I can't put him above A. I can't put Chris Middleton in good conscience above A tier. I love this card so much. Like, this is like, everyone has their like one card every year that they're way higher on than everybody else. Like, last year it was me with Nick Batum. It was like Ty with Cam Reddish and Rocco. Me, it's Chris Middleton. Like, this Chris Middleton card does everything. And like, you don't understand how much I cannot wait till there's a pink diamond Middleton or a 96 overall pink diamond Middleton or an opal Middleton. I actually hope, do you know what I hope? There's a diamond Middleton. 94 overall, it's basically a clone of this card right here. And he's like 20k. Because that card will be in my squad for the longest time. Because he doesn't miss. He is the chicken man. He does not miss. And we got... I'm trying to find someone to put in B tier now. Richard Jefferson. He belongs in B. He most definitely belongs in B. And Rudy. Okay, so we filled up two guys into B tier. Jefferson, obviously you definitely could do with having range, with putting range on him. Rudy, you need to put badges on him. Rudy's got the best animations in the game. I'm just saying that right now. Like, Terry Dishinger is basically a Rudy clone. Ronnie Brewer is basically a Rudy clone. And their animations make them more than their stats make them. And Rudy has basically all the perfect animations. And by Ronnie Brewer as being a clone, Like Terry Dishinger has a different upper, but like the same dribble sigs. Ronnie Brewer is literally a clown. Steven Jackson is literally a clown. All I'm saying is we might, like, whichever of Rudy or Steven Jackson gets an auctionable pink diamond first is GG's. It is GG's. Whichever of those two. 6'8", 2 guards. Can Curry slide, one of the best releases in the game. Lights out shooter. Whichever one of those two gets a pink diamond card. Heck, even a diamond card. If they can get like... and then similar stats to what Glenn Rice. It's GG's. It's GG's. That card's in every squad. Latrell. He's either low B or high C. I mean, at this stage, I'll put him low B. Nah, he's not better than Giannis. Put him high C. Put him C. I might move Giannis and Isaac up. Even though I had, like, in my top 100, I had Ingram over Giannis, over Isaac, but I don't know. LeBron James, A. He's not quite S. This card's very close to being S. On next gen, this card is S. It's just the no shooting from the corners. Obviously, he can't Curry slide on next gen, but that doesn't really matter. He's actually quite, I can't lie, he's quite similar to the 97 overall on current gen. Because he's 6'9", so it's not like he can Curry slide anyway. But he can Curry slide on next gen, he can't Curry slide in current gen. But like, yeah, he's got two zones that aren't hot. We still got like gold range, gold clamps, 94 speed, 86 3 ball. Like, you're looking at this card right here, 93 ball, +4, same speed. Obviously, he's got a hell of a lot more Hall of Fame badges than half quick for his step and stuff. But like, he's better. Is he that much better? I don't know. But I'm still gonna... I mean, S. Let's call a spade a spade. He's S tier. Nick Batum. I mean, you range out Nick Batum, he's A. Straight up, you range out Nick Batum, he is an A tier player. I don't care what anyone says. The guy's got 87 speed, 90 lateral quickness. He's 6'9". He's got a great release in base 40. He's got the Pro 3 behind the back. He's got gold clamps, half catch and shoot. He's also got the normal 2 size up, which is really, really good. Yeah, he doesn't have he doesn't have Showtime dunks, not Pro Time dunks. But I like this card without range. And you give him range, he's beast. He's an absolute beast. Michael Porter Jr. Clamps MPJ. I didn't have him in my top 100, and that might be one of my biggest regrets. I mean, Clamps MPJ, he might be A tier. He really might. I don't like his hitch on next gen, but Clamps MPJ is that dude. He's so difficult to guard. He's like, imagine if they completely juiced up Hito. That's basically what you're getting with Michael Porter Jr. Or if they give Hito a good release. I'm going to put him highest at B right now, but he might get moved to A. He really might get moved to A. Then we got Paul George, S tier. Paul Pierce, C tier. Paul George is like literally the same as Cam Reddish. He is literally just the same as Cam Reddish. I prefer Paul George. Some people prefer Reddish. I think he's just a better version of him. I still think so far Granger's probably the best on this list. This Paul Pierce literally the same as this Paul Pierce. There's no point putting him on the list. Rick Barry, A tier. If you can get used to his upper, this guy would be S tier. If you can get used to his upper, he would be S tier. But I've been watching a few other people use him, and I realized like his release is sometimes so quick that his upper isn't really a problem, but some people really struggle timing with him. So the fact that a lot of people don't like this card, he's definitely high A, and his defense isn't the greatest, but he's still got that half range and base 3, which is super, super fast. So in the right hands, there's no question this guy is S tier. But in most people's hands, I think he's A tier. And I think I have overrated him in a lot of lists because I do think that I'm judging him based off a limited experience using him, and the fact that from looking at other people using him, not a lot of people are having the same level of success that I have with the card. So let me put him in A tier. Scotty, badged up, Scotty's A tier. Scotty is an elite defender, pretty decent shooter. Like, it's not like he's the most spectacular card in the world. He's not the worst card in the world either. So let me put Scotty in A tier. Then we got Bruce Bowen, Shane Battier. They're the same card. Like, if you guys don't know, these guys are the same card. They've all the exact same SIGs. Battier is just a little bit better in most stats. They're basically the same card. Dentist, S, and it's not even close. Dentist, I said Danny Grange is the best card on the list so far. Dentist is the best, and I don't think you can debate it. Dentist is unbelievable. And I don't care what people... Like, yeah, Marin is a better release on current gen. Dentist is a million times better. I'm sorry, Dentist is so much better. Then we got TJ Warren. Badged up TJ Warren's B tier. I don't like him that much, but he's like objectively fine. Like, there's no other way to describe him. He's objectively a fine card. Vince Carter, B. He's definitely not as good as these guys in A. Maybe you could argue him like similar to a Glenn Robinson, but I'd take Glenn. But Vince is alright. He's alright. Tyreek Evans, D. I don't even mind set shot 4. He's just outdated. Yeah, he's got half quick first step. It's all he has. The guy's got bronze clamps, can't really shoot the ball. Like, give me Bruce Bowen, give me Mike Millers, or even Havlicek over him. He's not good. He might be borderline worthless. Although I do like the card a little bit, and he was free, so I can't put him worthless. Then X-Man as the last card. C. Similar level to a Gerald Wallace, and similar to a Jonathan Isaac. So yeah, that is the video. Let me move these guys up. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That looks a little better because there's no like double break on the lines, but or double line tiers. But yeah, this is my opinion of the best small forwards. Obviously, playstyle is a factor. It is quite a big factor. Someone like a Giannis might be great for you. Someone like a Giannis is worse for me. There's a lot of specific cards. Just like, for example, a Rick Barry's gonna be better for me than most people. Playstyle obviously matters, and like, people are asking me to make lists based on every playstyle. It is almost impossible for me to do that. Like, if I were to make a tier list based on every single person's playstyle, I would be sitting here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, recording the same video 4 times, 5 times every single day. It's just not feasible. So I can only judge by where, in general, I would rank them based mostly on my opinion, and obviously I do take in other people's effectiveness with the card as well. Obviously, use whatever cards you like at the end of the day. This game is about having fun. This is just a little bit of a tip video, and a lot of people like watching rankings. So yeah, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.